efluentenglish.com. Welcome, I'm Cleona. In this video, we're going to look at two verbs that some students get a little bit confused with. Some native speakers get confused. I've gone to vocabulary.com. Let's read. Assume and presume both mean to believe something before it happens. But when you assume, you're not really sure. Again, when you assume, you're not really sure. If someone bangs on your door in the middle of the night, you might assume and hope it's your crazy neighbor. If your neighbor knocks on the door every night at 6:30, at 6:29, you can presume she's coming over in a minute. So presume, you're almost sure. That's the difference between assume and presume. Assume you're not really sure. Presume you're almost sure because something's happened before. Yeah, there's some logical reason why you think this way. Let's read some examples. Before the examples, let's look at assume. To assume is to suppose or believe something without any proof. It also means to take over, usually responsibilities and duties, such as with a job, or to take on a look or attitude. 3 examples. First, based on your question, we'll assume you're a recent college graduate. Receiving no reply, 3 days later, he sent a second missive in which he assumed that his first letter had gone astray. Gone astray means it got lost. I won't have him, said Sir Henry at once, his eyes assuming their most prawn-like expression. Now, let's look at the verb presume. Presume is from the Latin pre, before, and sumere, to take. Like taking something for granted. It means to be sure. Again, presume, to be sure, of something before it happened. When you presume, you suppose something without proof based on probability. Okay, you're gonna go and use your logic. Perhaps something's happened again. You have some information and the probability is very, very high. 3 examples. In her latest video, Britney Spears arrives on Earth, an alien we presume, to spread the message of consumerism. Another example. I favor the latter explanation, also known as a sensibly presumed truth, just as I believe William Shakespeare wrote a few plays in his day. People don't love it when you assume, based on the catchy phrase that calls you an ass. So there is an expression, yeah, that uses the expression assume. Because you're basically making a guess. So try to make that connection. Assume is guessing. You have no proof, you have no evidence, you don't really know. When you assumed it was your neighbor knocking on the door, and you told her to go away, so that was a guess. You find out later it was your mom. There's no funny face about presume, because you're usually right. I hope this helped you. efluentenglish.com